Chapter 1, Section 4, Solving Absolute Value Equations by Cali, Walz, and Jakob Hertel.
Vocab, absolute value, the distance the number line is from zero on the number line. An empty set, the solution set for an equation that has no solution symbolized by that or a circle with a line through it.
Absolute value. When solving absolute value equations, there are always going to be two possible answers, but always plug in your answer to check. Say the equation is x minus 18 equals 5. Solve the equation by having both x minus 18 equals 5 and x minus 18 equals negative 5. Now we have a video. Somewhere.
Using the rule we learned in the previous example, we can solve the equation, the absolute value of 5 minus 2x equals 11, by first splitting things up into two separate equations. Our first equation will look exactly like the original, except for the absolute value signs. So we have 5 minus 2x equals 11. Our equations will be separated by the word or, and our second equation will look exactly like the original, except for the absolute value signs, and we'll change this 11 to a negative 11. So we have 5 minus 2x equals negative 11. Now all we have to do is solve our two equations. On the left, subtract 5 from both sides to isolate the x term, and we get negative 2x equals 6. Divide both sides by negative 2, and x equals negative 3. On the right, we also subtract 5 from both sides to get negative 2x equals negative 16. Divide both sides by negative 2, and x equals 8. So we have x equals negative 3 or x equals 8. And that's our answer.
Okay. One solution. When solving your equation, always plug in your answer because it may look like the answer is right, but once you plug it in, it doesn't work. So as the example, x plus 6 equals 3x minus 2. So you have the two cases right there with the the positive 3x minus 2 and the negative 3x minus 2. So then you just go through the steps and do it. And then there's going to be 2x.
You bring the x over, you minus the x on both sides, that'll equal 2x. And then you distribute the negative sign from negative, and then into the parentheses, so it's negative 3x plus 2. Keep going.
And then you add 2 for the first one on both sides. So it's 8 equals positive 2x. And you minus 2, you plus the 3x on both sides. So you have 4x plus 6 equals 2. So then you divide by 2 and x equals 4. And then you minus by 6, so it's 4x equals negative 4. But then you have to divide it by 4, so x equals negative 1. Maybe.
Empty set or no solution. Say you have 6c minus 1 equals negative 2 is an example of an empty set because whenever the only thing left is the absolute value bars and a negative number on the other side of the equal sign, the equation cannot be solved. If there was an equation such as negative 3 absolute value bars 2n plus 5 absolute value bar equals negative 9, then that can be solved because you can still divide both sides by negative 3 and the number would then be a positive.
So the 9 would be positive 3. So then you can solve it. Okay. Examples. 7 absolute value bars, 4x minus 13, whatever, equals 35. So you have to divide 7 by on both sides. So you get 4x minus 13 equals 5. And 4x minus 13 equals negative 5.
Those are your two cases.
Because you have also negative 35 on the top. So then you add by 13 and you get 4x equals 18. And then you also plus by 13 again. So you get 4x equals 8. And you divide 4 on both sides and you get 4.5 or 2.
An example of an empty set is 4x minus 5 equals negative 25. There's a negative on the other side of the equal sign, so that means it's an empty set.
And then if you did try to solve it, you'd get 4x equals 20. And then if you divided that, you'd get whatever answer. And then if you plugged it in, it still wouldn't work. So that's how you know that it's empty set. Question 1. The blank blank of a number is distance from 0 on the number line.
Answer is absolute value. The blank blank is the solution set for an equation that has no solution.
The answer is empty set. Absolute. Okay, question 3. Absolute value equation has how many possible answers?
The answer is 2. Question 4. Say you have x plus 11 equals 42.
The answer would be x equals 31 or negative 53. Okay, so you have 3 absolute value bar, x plus 6 equals 36, or you have 3x plus 6 equals negative 36. After solving that, you'd get...
The answers are x equals 6 or x equals negative 18. Question 6. 4 times 3x plus 4 in absolute value bars equals 4x plus 8.
And
After solving, you would get...
x equals negative 1 or x equals negative 0.5. That's it, right? Okay.
Thanks for watching.